If you're a professional dealing with anxiety and stress and struggling with work, confidence, and sleep, this video is for you. In a moment, I'm going to explain why your anxiety keeps coming back, and I'm going to share with you one specific technique that we use with our clients in the clinic to reduce that anxiety and stress very, very quickly. And if you hang around to the end, I'll show you how you can get a free personalized plan on how to eliminate your anxiety for good. I'm Mark Morley, the founder of Newcastle Hypnotherapy, and over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of professionals to overcome their anxiety and stress issues. We've also been rated for the last 7 years as being one of the best hypnotherapy practices in Newcastle upon Tyne. We've also got over 90 five-star Google reviews, and I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying this to let you know that you're in safe hands, as we've been around for a long time and we're accredited by the International Hypnotherapy Association. So this is what I see every day. Successful people, business owners, executives, managers, teachers, all looking totally in control on the outside, but inside they're exhausted because of stress and anxiety. You're checking your emails at 7 a.m. in the morning. You're dreading that presentation. You're running those conversations through your mind again and again, and you're struggling to control your thoughts. Now, almost all of the stress and anxiety clients that we see have tried the same things. They start off with positive thinking, self-help books, meditation, and mindfulness. And then many of them move on to invest in months of CBT, counseling, and talk therapy to find they've still got anxiety problems. So why is this the case? Now, it's really important to understand that anxiety is an unconscious process. It's something that we do in our unconscious mind. We don't do it on purpose. And once we start that habit, it's very, very hard to stop with conscious therapies. So sitting in a room and talking about your problem over and over again doesn't seem to work for many of our clients. However, when we work with clients and resolve these problems in 4 to 6 weeks, the key to this is we need to work at a deeper unconscious level. And that's where fantastic therapies like EFT, NLP, and modern clinical hypnotherapy make such a difference. So, to show you what I mean, I'd like to do a little technique with you. So what I'd like you to do is to find a nice, quiet, safe place where you can sit down just for 60 seconds and follow along. If need be, press pause on this video, and once you've found a nice, quiet, safe place, you can start it again. So once you're sitting down, just gently close your eyes, and I want you to go back to the last time you felt really anxious or really stressed. And I want you to notice all the things you could see at that time. Notice what was happening. And then notice all the things you could hear at this time as your anxiety and stress is getting higher. And then I want you to notice what you could feel. What could you feel in your body? What was going on in your brain? And now I want you to keep your eyes closed and ask yourself a couple of questions. And the first one is, if all these sights, sounds, and feelings had a color, what color would it be? Just use the first one that comes to mind. And if it had a shape, what shape would it be? And then whereabouts in your body does this color and shape live? And finally, on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is this feeling right now? And if you can, really step into yourself and push that feeling up 2 or 3 more points. Okay, open your eyes. So the idea of this exercise is to notice how you represent your anxiety and stress. And everybody does it differently. Quite often we have dark red colors. The shapes have got corners or spikes. And usually people feel it in their chest or the gut or the head, but it does vary from person to person. And part of this process is helping you to become aware of exactly how you represent your anxiety that most people wouldn't be aware of until they tried this exercise. Okay, so that little exercise is known as a negative revive. It's a way of going back and noticing times when we felt stressed or anxious so that you're aware earlier of your anxiety. And once you become aware of your anxiety and stress earlier, we can then use other techniques to help to rewire the brain and stop that unconscious anxiety habit. So we're going to do one of those now. So again, what I'd like you to do is to find a nice quiet place, close your eyes, and pause this video if you need to. And the idea is that sometime over your day, I'd like you just to check in with yourself. And again, just notice your levels of anxiety and stress. And the idea is if we can catch it earlier, we can switch it off and swap it for something even better. So just quickly scan your system, look for your anxiety and stress levels, and again, question them. Where are they? What does it feel like? How do you represent it? And once you've done that for a minute or two, I want you to bring a great big stop sign up in your head. And if you're alone, you can shout out as loud as you like, stop. But if you're around other people, you might want to do that bit in your head. Otherwise, I get phone calls. And now what I want you to do, I want you to breathe in through your nose. And I want you to think back to a time when you were feeling relaxed, happy, content, possibly confident. And it might be a little bit difficult to pick one of these at first, but we all have them. So it could be a holiday, it could be a nice walk, it could be a place you like to visit, it might be a Christmas, it might have been a time with someone special. And I just want you to pick one of those and imagine you're there in yourself looking out at it through your own eyes. And again, first of all, we want to notice all the things that we can see. Notice all of those different colors. Notice the things that are moving and the things that are staying still. And then also notice all the things you could hear at this time, especially the loud sounds, the quiet sounds, and all of the sounds in between. And then notice how good you felt at this time. Noticing your energy level, your levels of relaxation, possibly your confidence, the temperature of your skin. And again, I want you to ask yourself, if all of these sights, sounds, and feelings had a color, what color would this one be? And again, if it had a shape, what shape would this one be? And if it had a place where it lived in your body, where would this be? And keeping those eyes closed, I'd like you to take in a nice gentle breath in through your nose. And I want you to notice that color. And I want you to imagine that you spin that round and round, faster and faster. And imagine as you spin that faster and faster, that it begins to glitter and sparkle as it starts to expand all over your body. Imagine it expands right up to the top of your head, down to the tips of your toes, and out to the tips of your fingers. And as you spin that color and shape round and round, it gets stronger and brighter, and it starts to get into every muscle and every cell of your body, pushing away that anxiety and stress, filling it up with confidence, relaxation. Spin it around faster and faster. Breathe it in. Really experience that. And imagine that it's making you feel really, really good. Continue to breathe it in. And whatever number on a scale of 1 to 10 that is now, I want you to push that up 2 or 3 more points. Spin it around faster and faster as you breathe in and out, pushing yourself to feel really, really good. That's right. So I hope you enjoyed that last bit. So let me explain what we're doing and how this works to eliminate anxiety. So, first of all, we went through with a negative revive. And the idea of this is we can go back to times when we don't feel great, but we can become aware of how we feel and what it's doing to us. And then we interrupt the pattern by bringing up that stop sign, and then we move into a positive mental state. Now, if we look at the latest neuroscience, this is exactly what we're doing. When we get anxious, we fire electricity along neural pathways in the brain into the amygdala. And that pushes us into fight or flight, and that's meant to happen. But if that happens again and again as a habit, that's when it becomes an unconscious habit and anxiety becomes a problem. This exercise allows you to recognize that anxiety earlier, to interrupt that electricity being fired along the neural pathways, and then we replace it with that new feeling of whichever one you want to choose. Could be confident, success, relaxed, on holiday, amazing. It's up to you. And by practicing this exercise, we get to the point where we quickly recognize that unwanted state, we stop it, and then we flick a switch and we move into a much better state. And this is how I went as a child from being really nervous, depressed, anxious, terrible stammer, to 2 years later being able to stand up without any of those issues and to work as a disc jockey with lots of confidence. And we see this repeatedly in the clinic with clients who come in with awful problems. And when they're willing to come in and commit to 4 to 6 weeks work, to practice some daily homework, to use hypnosis, NLP, EFT tapping, and some nutritional therapy, we see major changes in a very short period of time. So I hope you found that interesting. If you have found it of use, there's two ways we can go now. One, if you look in the description, there's a link for a free anxiety assessment call where we can spend some time on the phone, check out exactly what's going on, and see if we can help. And if we can then put together a personalized written plan for you of exactly what's needed and what we will do to eliminate your anxiety and stress problems. If you're not quite ready for that, we also have a free anxiety relief pack, and you can sign up for that, and we'll send you a little hypnosis track, some breathing exercises, and some things you can get on to start dealing with your anxiety straight away. I hope you found that useful. I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and the like button, because this will help more people to see what we do, and I'll see you in another video.